On the news tonight, FCT Transportation Secretary inspects vandalized rail tracks. FCTA enforcement team resumes clampdown on motorcycle operators in Kubwa and Dutse. And ahead of the 62nd Independence celebration, security agencies combat ready to rid the city of criminal elements.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on the news at 7 p.m. on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. I am Frama Pani. Now, the federal government has declared Monday, 3rd October 2022 as public holiday to mark the nation's 62nd Independence Anniversary celebration. In a statement, the Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, congratulates all Nigerians on this year's celebration and assures them of government's commitment to tackling all the challenges facing the nation. The minister admonishes Nigerians to use the occasion of the celebration to reflect on the challenges facing the nation and the roles individuals can play in addressing them. He therefore urged all Nigerians to work together with the present administration in its quest to ensure a better Nigeria for all. The minister urged Nigerians to shun violence, be security conscious, and report any suspicious persons or activities to the nearest security agency, as well through the N-Alert application on Android or iOS for prompt response. And to transport, Secretary for Transportation Abdullahi Adamu Candido has condemned in strong terms the destructive attitude of some Nigerians on the national asset and other public facilities. The Secretary expressed this concern during the inspection of facilities at the Abuja Light Rail Mass Transit in the nation's capital. Onozie Yakubu tells us more.
Visibly disturbed by the monumental destruction of critical facilities of the Abuja Light Rail System, Secretary for Transportation Abdullahi Adamu Candido reveals that the rate of vandalism has caused monumental loss to the government, despite the commitment of the present FCT administration.
The minister who is determined to leave a legacy, and that legacy is what brought me here to take a look at it, so we can, within the space of time, know what to say and how to go about it. And by the grace of God, having seen what is on ground, the vandalized items and what have you, by the grace of God, we intend to engage the minister further so that he can leave behind a legacy.
Some of the vandalized facilities include rail tracks, signaling and communication equipments made up of sensitive cables and fittings, generating sets, as well as air conditioning systems, among several others. Onozie Yakubu, NTA News.
The Federal Capital Territory Administration has resumed its zero-tolerance enforcement against the use of commercial motorcycles by operators who refuse to comply with the directives. Hawagimba reports that 75 motorcycles were impounded for posing threats to national security.
The FCTA Task Force team, led by Senior Special Assistant on Monitoring, Inspection and Enforcement, Hihai Rata, said the operations were at the Dutse Alaji Junction, Arab Junction, Jayi and Kubwa Phase 4, where the directive by the FCT minister is to clear the city of commercial motorcyclists who flout the administration's directive. Atta explained that since the commencement of the exercise, the report filtering out of Kubwa indicates that successes are being recorded in the area of security and a reduction in the menace of Okada.
The misbehavior, the inhuman behavior of the Okada riders have completely gone down. The fact that they knew that government is enforcing their removal.
Head of Directorate of Road Traffic Services Operation, Deborah Osho, said the exercise is to rid the city of the menace by Okada riders.
It is an ongoing thing. It is something we are going to continue grading them from time to time. We have been able to impound about 75 motorcycles. We are taking them to the tax team office at Uye. We'll go to the court to obtain the order of official, and we will now crush them.
The task force team says their exercise is a continuous process. Hawagimba, NTA News.
And now to security matters. Ahead of the 62nd Nigeria Independence Anniversary celebration, the FCT police and the security agencies say they are taking the fight to rid the FCT of criminals to the camps of the enemies. Deputy Commissioner of Police Operations Bennett Igwe stated this during the weekly security check program on NTA Abuja. Aisha Abdullahi has the report.
Independence Day is always a moment of celebration for every country, and Nigeria is not an exception as it is celebrating its 62nd Independence Day. Deputy Commissioner of Police Operations FCT Command Bennett Igwe is assuring citizens on the weekly security program that with the preventive and security measures put in place, the force is of high spirit that if all rules are obeyed, then there will be no cause for alarm during the independence as well as the Ember months.
The Ember months, we are not new to it. Last year, there were a lot of unnecessary rumors and fake news that danger will happen. I told them, I came to this station and told them nothing will happen. Because we know the modus, we know what we are to do, and that's what we are doing right away, because we know the Ember months. The worst death will happen to you is when they tell you are going to die, and eventually you didn't do anything to prevent the death. But this one, we are expecting them, and we are working on them. We know they will come, and that's why we took proactive measures to ensure that the Ember months will be smooth and free like that of last year.
He reiterated that the police is always a friend. Suspicious movements should be reported immediately, as a better Nigeria can not only be achieved by security personnel, but with all working together. Aisha Abdullahi, NTA News.
Chicken soup. You need to check out this place. It's beautiful. Oh. I don't want to be an amebo, but girl, I'm just trying to give you good content.
Get more data to enjoy exclusive content. Dial *141# now. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Looking fresh for your date? Get even fresher with Close Up. New Close Up Triple Fresh formula. It cleans deeply, fights 99% of bacteria, and cools intensely, keeping you protected and fresh. Let's
take a picture.
Still fresh, still protected.
Feeling cool and protected.
All day confidence to get close.
Oh, yeah, take it close.
New Close Up Triple Fresh formula.
And now politics. Labour Party says it is set for the formal commencement of campaign ahead of the 2023 general elections. Chairman of the party, Julius Abures, said the campaign council for the presidential candidate is set for inauguration and urged Nigerians to expect a team that will represent their yearnings. He is optimistic that Nigerians will voluntarily join the team to ensure that Peter Obi emerges the next president of Nigeria. On ensuring campaigns devoid of violence, the chairman said the youth of the party have been adequately sensitized on the rules of engagement for political campaigns. Now, access to information is a fundamental right by virtue of Section 38 of the Nigerian Constitution. But how really accessible is information in Nigeria, and how can the government ensure easier access? Toyibat Anifawoshe seeks to provide answers to these questions, even as the world observes the International Day for Universal Access to Information.
Information, they say, is power, an essential tool for the functioning of modern societies. But how accessible is information in Nigeria? Ifeanyi Izumba is a veteran journalist who strives to deliver her mandate enshrined in the Nigerian Constitution. She believes that the government needs to do more in ensuring access to information.
With the passing of the Freedom of Information Act by the National Assembly, it has made it easier, but we need a more enabling environment for us to be able to, as journalists, hold leaders accountable.
In 2011, Nigeria enacted the Freedom of Information Act to ensure openness and transparency in public governance. But this public affairs analyst is of the view that access to information can be made easier if the country digitizes her database using artificial intelligence.
You find out that in the Western world, a lot of people, they've gone far. They've gone so far that, in fact, that is what they use to execute most of their activities. Like robots, you build data into them and then they just give you results.
But how can this be achieved?
The government could always leverage on AI in trying to ascertain what are the kind of information people are actually sourcing out for and use that in channeling the kind of information people could access. I understand that there are some points where government may need to manage information, but with the evolution of artificial intelligence, there are tools, there are bots, there are algorithms the government could use in accessing or in channeling some particular information to the masses such that they could get those information at first hand.
The International Day for Universal Access to Information is celebrated globally every 28th of September. In Abuja, Toiba Anifoshi, NTA News.
And rabies, according to World Health Organization, is a major public health problem responsible for one death every 15 minutes worldwide, with 99% human cases resulting from dog bites. Onoze Yakubu enlightens us more as global attention today focuses on this issue.
Rabies is a zoonotic disease which occurs regularly in dogs and a host of other domestic animals. It can be transmitted by infected dogs to humans, leading to various health challenges and sometimes even death. Dr. Austin Odika, veterinary doctor, speaks more on the disease.
An infected dog bites you, then you're in deep problem. As for cats, when an infected cat scratches you or bites, then you're also in a big problem. When it bites and you don't take care of it and you just ignore it, then you are in for a big problem because it stays in your body system, like I said earlier on, and with that, when the nervous signs especially, you start seeing yourself barking like a dog. Yes, it really happens.
Facilitated by the Global Alliance for Rabies Control, World Rabies Day is observed every 28th of September to raise awareness about rabies and to highlight the progress made in defeating rabies. This year, 2022, makes the 16th World Rabies Day celebration, and the theme this year is One Health, Zero Death.
Basically, be your neighbor's keeper. Always ask, have your dog been immunized? Everybody around, if you have anybody that have dogs, cats, please talk to them to do this, because once we do this in unity, I believe by 2030 in Africa, we'll have 0 case of rabies.
Dr. Austin advised all pet owners to ensure that their animals are always vaccinated to help protect their families and the public. Aside this, it is also important to avoid contact with strange animals and report any such case to the Animal Control Agency. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Every day, life presents hopes, dreams, and challenges. Challenges that can become successes with a little help. Because a little help can empower you to go from despair to celebration. A little help can keep you going until the race is won. A little help can turn bundles of anxiety into a bundle of joy. And with Glow Data, you get much more than just a little help. You get the biggest data deals in town to make every day glow with small wins and big wins. Dial *777# to select your Glow Data plan.
And on sports, Nigeria's under-17 arrived Turkey ahead of FIFA Women's World Cup as Nigeria's men's national basketball team ranks Africa's first in FIBA World Ranking Ladder. Let's join Benedicta Inya for more on Sports Brief.
Nigeria's under-17 women team, the Flamingos, have arrived Turkey to continue their preparations for the 2022 under-17 FIFA Women's World Cup in India. The team will be observing their training tagged recovery training. Germany will be their first opponent in India before confronting Chile and New Zealand. However, Tanzania's national under-17 women team are camping in England ahead of the FIFA under-17 Women's World Cup scheduled for next month. In basketball, Nigeria's men's national basketball team has moved up 2 places in the latest FIBA World Ranking Ladder. The team is ranked 19 in the world with 460.1 points, and in Africa, they retained the #1 spot. With Sports Brief, Benedicta Inya, NTA News.
And Sports Brief by Benedicta Inya concludes the English segment of the news tonight. But don't go away. Translations coming up next. Thanks for watching and have a good night.
Agbaje we shaje we wona bi ku jagbedai iwa na ba shi ba bedai wo mu president fa yuba wona agwa na ba ye gai nyaka izaza sapa akizin na nya ya Abdullahi Adamu Kandido woku wola ayokun shin avi wen ku owo bugba won wu ntu na avi bo balo bai wi anya gwamnati nche shi ya shin apache wi adudun oneze yakubu wada ingeza nagmaye be dabada de nusanu wo be gbin sheba we ka ya akinya zoko wie nkizi na ye wagodo nge avila anya zokun ya zoko ye nkwenyi nge aza gwamnati anwawo ko ba gbagbotu ba pawo an ba hwo awon aza mbashe abanu ko yele gwamnati akizi na ye watu do nge atutun jin la godo nko tutun koyin ababuru ti na ajiko tutun shi ko bua na do nduse sepai na yi nga okada yin hawa gimba wada nga gwamnati gbedogun ye watu do atutun shi ye ku ababuru wa nlo shitan bache atnu ikaro ata woni shi bazana gban wada nga azanu ko shi apmalo na ababuru ye ba shi abanu ko fi nkizi na ye wagodo nge yi bami na abanu ko ye piabo baburu tu nkizi na ye ko nge okada ta jogwodo na abo mba mu aria jilo ajin na yikin gbagbotu yin tuko wa nya nge awefan eye shogundo eye shitnan chi aba nyan abosi bi da zana gban ikinsin da nya wada nge gwamnati ba godo kwasukun na abanukoi jin ya ye yiku mi mba bo fi ikinsin da ekoyin Aisha Abdullahi wada nge abosi bi da zana gban tutun machine nge Bennett igwe nu bai dai lonu sanu wo bai ga ayokaya ya atutun jimba ye wowu she baku she ba na bai pijilo ba nya ahia na do na abanukoi jin hia tutu ekizidna ni pata hia dudu shoko yi wo ma jin ba mi nko bo iba jada wo su shoko asi igba ge shoko ni jinsu saiso
Jama'a barkamu da warhaka. Ga labaran namu a takaice. Sunana Safiya Isa Aminu. Sakataren sufuri Abdullahi Adamu Kandido ya yi Allah wadai da ɗabi'ar wasu 'yan Najeriya da suke lalata kayan gwamnati. Sakataren ya bayyana hakan ne a lokacin da ya kai ziyarar layin dogo da ke yankin babban birnin tarayya Abuja. Wakilinmu Onoze Yakubu ya bayyana mana cewa sakataren Abdullahi Adamu Kandido ya bayyana cewa yadda ake lalata kayan gwamnati yana kawo ma gwamnati asara da dama. Duk da kokarin da yankin babban birnin tarayya ke yi, wasu daga cikin abubuwan da aka lalata sun hada da layin dogo, kayayyakin sadarwa da aka yi da wayoyi masu muhimmanci da janareto da sauransu. Babban birnin tarayya Abuja ta dawo da dokar nan ta hana kabu-kabun mashina a cikin birnin wanda hakan ya biyo bayan saba ma dokar birnin da suke yi. Wakiliyarmu Hauwa Gimba ta bayyana mana cewa jami'an tsaro sun kwace mashina 75 wanda ke kawo barazana ga harkar tsaron kasar. Babban mataimakin na musamman a bangaren sa ido da duba da tabbatar da an bi doka, Ikaro Ata, ya bayyana mana cewa wanda ya jagoranci kungiyar babban kartakwanin babban birnin tarayya Abuja ya bayyana cewa an gudanar da aikin a junction na Dutsen Alhaji da Arab Junction da Jahi da Phase 4 Kubwa, wanda su ne gurare da ministan babban birnin tarayya Abuja ya sa a kwashe mashinan masu kabu-kabun mashin wanda suke karya dokar birnin ta hanyar kabu-kabu a manyan titunan birnin. Bisa shirye-shiryen bikin Najeriya da cika shekara 62 da samun 'yanci, hukumar 'yan sanda na yankin babban birnin tarayya Abuja ta ce a shirye take da ta dakile duk wata hanya da za ta kawo rashin tsaro a cikin babban birnin tarayya Abuja domin tabbatar da tsaro a cikin birnin yayin wannan biki da bayansa. Wakiliyarmu Aisha Abdullahi ta shaida mana cewa mataimakin kwamishinan 'yan sanda Bennett Igwe ne ya bayyana hakan a lokacin shirin kai tsaye na Call the Police a tashar NTA Channel 5 Abuja da ake yi a kowane mako. Ƙarshen labarin namu kenan, mu kwana lafiya.
Gene nọnyere anyị n'akụkọ ụwa nke taa. Aha m bụ Rachel Ifi Onu. Tọọ ntị n'ala nara anyị akụkọ anyị jiri bịa n'uhuruchi a. Onye ode akwụkwọ n'ihe banyere ime njem Abdullahi Adamu Kandido akatọọla mmebi a na-emebi ihe ndị na-enye ala anyị ego nakwa akụrụngwa ọha ndị ọzọ. Onoze Yakubu wetara akụkọ na ya bụ nwa amadi kwupụtara nke a mgbe ọ na-elekọta akụrụngwa ndị dị na ọdụ ụgbọ oloko nke isi ala anyị. Ọ gakwara n'ihu kwuo na mmebi a na-emebi ihe ndị gọọmenti ji arụ ọrụ emeela ka gọọmenti ala anyị mefuo ego n'ụzọ buru ibu. O kwukwara na ihe ndị ha mebiri gụnyere okporo ụzọ ụgbọ oloko na-agba, igwe ha ji ekwurịta okwu na igwe ntụoyi nakwa igwe na-adọta ọkụ. Gọọmenti isi ala anyị amalitela ịmachi ndị ọgbatumtum bụ ndị jụrụ ịgbaso iwu na usoro ewepụtara gachi ha n'isi ala anyị. Awa Gimba wetara akụkọ na ha ejidela ihe dịka 75 bụ ndị ọgbatumtum na-ebute nsogbu banyere nchekwa. Ọ gakwara n'ihu kwuo na onye isi n'ụlọ ọrụ na-ahụ maka mmanye Iharo Ata nọ na Jahi nakwa Kubwa bụ ebe minista isi ala anyị nọ wee kapịa ya bụ okwu ọnụ. Ata gbakwunyekwara na ha eweela ezigbo ọganihu eri mgbe ha malitere ịmachi ndị ọgbatumtum ịgba n'isi ala anyị, ọkachasị n'ihe banyere nchekwa ndụ na akụnụba. Ebe onyeisi n'ụlọ ọrụ na-ahụ maka mkpochi ụzọ Debra mere ka ịmata na nke a ekpochapụgo mpụ na aghụghọ n'isi ala anyị. N'ihi ịgba afọ 62 nke nnwere onwe ala anyị na-abịanụ, ndị uwe ojii n'isi ala anyị nakwa ndị ọrụ nchekwa dị iche iche ekwupụtala mbọ ha na-agba ịhụ na ha kpochapụrụ ndị omekome n'isi ala anyị. Aisha Abdullahi wetara akụkọ na onye na-esote onye isi ndị uwe ojii Bennett Igwe kpughere nke a mgbe o sonyere n'ihe omume a na-eme na ngalaba mgbasa ozi NTA Channel 5 kpọọ ndị uwe ojii. Ya bụ nwa amadi gakwara n'ihu kwuo na ha ewepụtala usoro ha ga-eji echekwaba ndụ na akụnụba ndị mmadụ, ọkachasị n'ọwa Emba. Igbo bụ Igbo, ọgwụla ka ọha anyị n'ọnụ. Ndewo.
ìròyìn iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì karùn-ún tìlú Àbújá lórí sí ti gbọ̀nyìn. Bọ́lájí Mátì ní oníròyìn.
akọ̀wé ètò ìrìnnà ọkọ̀ Abdullahi Adamu Kandido ti fi ẹ̀dùn ọkàn rẹ̀ hàn fún àwọn ìwà pálapàla lórí àwọn ohun ìní orílẹ̀-èdè àti àwọn ohun èlò tí ìjọba pèsè. Alákòjọpọ̀ ìròyìn Olùṣe Yakubu ròyìn wípé ọ̀gá Kandido la ọ̀rọ̀ yìí mọ́lẹ̀ lásìkò tó rin ìrìn àjò àbẹ̀wò sí àwọn ohun èlò ọkọ̀ ojú irin ní olú ìlú orílẹ̀-èdè. Irinṣẹ́ olówó iyebíye ni àwọn ènìyàn bàjẹ́, èyí kò ṣe àǹfààní fún ìjọba àti gbogbo ará ìlú, àti wípé owó kékeré kọ́ ni ìjọba yóò ná láti tún àwọn ohun èlò wọ̀nyí ṣe tàbí láti pààrọ̀ wọn. Ìjọba ìlú Àbújá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ lórí àwọn tó ń fi kẹ̀kẹ́ alùpùpù ń kérò, èyí tí a mọ̀ sí ọ̀kadà, tí wọ́n kọ etí kún sí àṣẹ ọba. Alákòjọpọ̀ ìròyìn Àwágímbà ròyìn wípé àwọn ọlọ́kadà 76 tí wọ́n hu ìwà búburú ní oríta Dutse Alhaji, oríta Arab, Jahi àti abala kẹrin ní Kubwa, níbi tí ìjọba sọ wípé òun kò fẹ́ wọn láti ṣiṣẹ́, ní ọwọ́ àjọ tó ń gbèfọ́ba l'Àbújá ti tẹ̀. Tó síwájú ìrìn àjò ọ̀hún, Ìgàrú Àtà nínú ọ̀rọ̀ mẹ́nuba àwọn àṣírí kọ̀ọ̀kan tí àjọ náà ti ṣe láti ìgbà tí wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ọ̀gá Deborah Ọ̀ṣọ́ bákan náà sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ìgbésẹ̀ ọ̀hún tí yóò máa tẹ̀síwájú títí àwọn ohun gbogbo yóò fi dúró déédéé. Ṣáájú ayẹyẹ 62 ọdún tí orílẹ̀-èdè gbòmìnira, ọgbà ọlọ́pàá ìlú Àbújá àti àjọ ètò ààbò gbogbo sọ wípé ogun ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn ọ̀daràn lórígun 4 ìlú Àbújá. Ibikíbi tí wọ́n bá ń fi orí pamọ́ sí kò ní dẹrùn fún wọn. Alákòjọpọ̀ ìròyìn Aisha Abdullahi ròyìn wípé igbákejì alákòóso Bennett Igwe ló gbé ọ̀rọ̀ náà kalẹ̀ lórí ètò pé ọlọ́pàá tó máa ń wáyé lọ́sẹ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ ní iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì 5 ti ìlú Àbújá. Ó rọ àwọn ará ìlú wípé bí wọ́n bá rí ẹnikẹ́ni tàbí ẹgbẹ́kẹ́gbẹ́ pẹ̀lú ìrìnkìrìn tàbí ìwàkuwà kí wọ́n fi tó àwọn agbófinró létí. Tòkì dùn kó pọ̀ ṣé ó ní ọba ògì títí wòye ọ̀la. Ojúmọ́ ire ni yóò mọ́ wa.